Oh, my goodness. Who's ready for the weekend? Raise your hand. I can't see you on radio, but it was nice of you to try. I raised both of mine. It's 6 minutes till the top of the hour. We'll hit a couple of emails here for you, which sounds like fun. Lots of fun. By the way, I love this. Apparently, they're taking quite literally, suffer the little children to come unto me. That's very clever. Somebody knows their Bible.
I'll adopt one child. How about you, Shannon?
For what would you, I don't know that.
I'll adopt one of those children.
Well, that would probably make them want to go back.
How many are you going to adopt?
I'm not going to adopt any children.
Right. How much more taxes are you willing to pay to take care of them? Well, I have 4 and 6 grandchildren. How much more taxes are you willing to pay?
I've been outbred.
How much more taxes are you willing to pay to take care of these children?
I think that maybe we should stop subsidizing Walmart and oil companies.
We're gonna make sure you bomb Wall Street and all that, right?
I got a problem with Wall Street.
Get rid of the oil companies. We're just going to do all that.
You don't have a problem with Wall Street.
We're just going to do all that. That's how we're going to pay.
I'm just telling you, I don't think the money rapture is going to happen for you, and you're not going to be sucked up into the billionaire zone.
I keep asking this question for weeks. How many of these people do you want to come in, Shannon? How many? Give me a number. Your friend, the person who agreed with you said 50 million. How many do you think?
That guy is are you talking about Jeff Landfield that called in?
How many people?
Was that the guy?
How many of these illegals do you think should come in?
He said 50,000. Is that what he said?
50 million.
Chris just said he said 50,000. Either way, he's a conservative.
Whatever. How many do you want to come across the border? How many should we allow?
Lori says we just have a couple minutes, so I'm going to hit a couple of these. I don't agree with the question. I just think it's weird. Cold War was won by perestroika. Once again, you have an ignorant view of history. The USSR collapsed under their own policies and the collective efforts of other nations during the Cold War, not just America. Idiots. Well, she grouped me into that. No, she's actually right. I agree with her.
Revisionist.
Melody says, okay, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Okay, so if the president is upholding the 2008 law, he's in the wrong. If he violates it, he's lawless. Got it. That figures.
Move the border patrol 45 miles up. Move them to the border so they do not come across the border. Call out the National Guard. Assist the border patrol. Secure the border, Mr. President. Secure the border, Shannon.
I'm busy.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I'm going fishing.
The oil companies will pay for it, though.
You can't even ruin that. So, just because this one, whoever said we were the greatest nation, this is from Atlantis.
Whoever said we were the greatest
Just because we can't rightly say we're the greatest doesn't mean there is a greatest. Also, refugees have fled to Britain, countries in Africa, and America. The refugee children right now are not just coming here. They're going to any nation that they can get that might take them in, even if it's ultimately going to turn them away. And yeah, I mean, it's so desperate. And so I don't look at them the same way as some people do. Clearly, I think that they should be given refugee status at this point. I mean, I cannot imagine sending them back to that sort of horror. How could you tell a child?
You just answered my question.
For refugee status. If they're fleeing here for refugee status, I think they should be granted.
Shannon Moore is going to let all the children in.
You know what? There's this
from
old
all over
saying,
the world.
And you may recognize it, but probably not. How you treat the least of these is how you've treated me, and how we treat the least of the people, the homeless, the mentally ill, the poor, the sick, the people who are escaping awful hell.
We can do everything for everyone because we have the money to do it. You know, when I was serving in the United States Navy and I went to these third world countries, got off the ship and walked around, and I looked at some of these children, and they would be crossing. There's a thing in the Philippines, and it's called something river, and it's full of sewage. And you could throw pesos off the bridge, and these women would dive in this sewer to get the pesos. Oh, yeah, absolutely. A lot of Navy people do it. So you throw pesos off the border.
You throw money to poor people and so they would jump in?
You know? And I would love to take care of them. I always thought, how could I help them? I see these children around. I always want to help them. But you know what I realized? We can't.
You know,
it was actually pretty funny at the time.
Have a good weekend, Chris. Have a good weekend. With that, yeah, I'm sorry. I am sorry. This is the last word.